Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to a double upload episode of the All-American Dynasty here on College Football 25 as we try to wrap up this final season before the inevitable happens, and that is College Football 26. That drops, I think, on the 7th of July for early access. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So we're trying to get all of this old school content out the door before that drops so we can bring in all the new school content when the game drops. So that's why we're doing some double uploads for this series, because we are the farthest behind on this series. We wrapped up everything else already. But in the last episode, we had the Rose Bowl game against quite the team. We played against who'd we play against? Why am I blanking on it? Hold on, let me check real quick. Why am I blanking on who we just played? We played Miami. That's right. We played against Miami. I don't know why I blanked on the team. That just shows you how bad my memory is. We played Miami in the Rose Bowl game, and I do remember this. The game was absolutely disgusting. It was a 14-7 victory for us, and we were just making mistakes after mistakes, throwing interceptions, putting the ball on the ground with fumbles. But thankfully, we weren't the only ones doing that, because Miami's quarterback threw, like, I think 4 interceptions, 4 or 5 at least, 4 or 5 interceptions in that game, and they were all in horrible situations too. And we ended up winning the game because at the goal line, Miami had a chance to score to tie it. Their running back cuts it up the middle of the field, up the middle of the line. And when he gets to the 1-yard line, boom! Ben Burkervin pops that football out, and it's recovered in the end zone, I think by Jason Sehorn. And that ends up leading us to the victory. So just a disgusting game. I guess it's not disgusting if you're a fan of defense, but just a disgusting offensive performance from both teams, and I'm hoping we can clean that up here against Nebraska in the Cotton Bowl Classic. But this is the semifinal game. If we win this, we obviously play for a national championship. I'm hoping we can do it. I really am, because we won the national championship last year. I want to win it again this year to wrap up the series, but you never know what's going to happen. Let's get into it. If you go and enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go play Nebraska in the Cotton Bowl Classic. A little bit of a Big Ten matchup here late in the postseason. We've got ourselves a semifinal game against Nebraska. If we take a look at the CFP bracket, the teams that are battling for the other spot in the national championship game is Oregon and Georgia. We've got a lot of history with both of those teams in real life. The Buckeyes do. Obviously, we have some history with Nebraska, but they're irrelevant at this point. So if we win this game, we play for a national championship against either Georgia or Oregon. I don't know who I would prefer in that game, because they're both going to be pretty tough to play against. But obviously we can't think that far ahead, because we've got this game right here against the Cornhuskers. What uniforms are they going to wear? You know what? That's fine. They can just wear their regular ways. I think what we're going to do is wear the blackout, the cannonballs. I think we're going to wear the cannonball uniforms. We're going to try to win this game because I want to play for a national championship. So let's go and do that right now.
Welcome everyone to Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium, site of this year's Goodyear Cotton Bowl, part of course of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage, one last hurdle to clear before that national championship game. And today we're going to find out who's got the toughness and the depth to continue their drive and keep championship dreams alive. As we'll see the number 5 seed in this playoff, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on the top-seeded team in the playoff, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit, and here we go, a college football playoff semifinal. Which team will keep their national championship hopes alive today?
We will start with the football against the Cornhuskers of Nebraska in the Cotton Bowl Classic, and we are going to do the good old boy trick of turning on the chew clock. And if you just peek down below at the bottom of the screen there, I don't know if you caught that or not, Georgia has beaten Oregon in their side of the bracket. They will play in the national championship 26-23 over Oregon. I think they played in the Peach Bowl, which seems like it's unfair for Georgia to play in that game, but whatever. I'm just here to judge. I can't make any decisions. But Georgia will await the winner of this game, so they already know their fate. They're going to be playing one extra game this season in the national championship, and I wish that we are playing against them, but we have to get through this Nebraska team. Now, remember, this series is like 6 years deep into the years. Like, we're in like 2031 or 2032, something like that. So we are fully removed from all the real life people. There might be like one or two stragglers hanging around on teams as like super seniors or something, but for the most part, we are so far removed from all those guys, so we have no idea how good these teams are going to be. They could have some super amazing players that are auto-generated that they recruited that we have no idea about until we play them. So we got to be careful. We got to keep that in the back of our minds, but then we got to play our game. If we play our game, if we play our brand of ball, we can win any game we try. Although we didn't win against Penn State, but we don't like to talk about that. That was a hiccup in the schedule, a little bump in the road, as they say. As long as it doesn't cost us a national championship, I don't really care. And we're already doing a really good job of taking away this first quarter clock as Peyton Hillis does some more voodoo stuff. He had some crazy magician type of plays in the Rose Bowl game against Miami, and now he's doing more of that voodoo type of stuff. He might be haunted. He might be cursed. He's doing some weird voodoo stuff. Kind of strange. I'm glad. I mean, it's working for us, so I want him to keep doing it, but it's kind of terrifying me. Like, what's going on here? As we have two Nebraska players merged into one, they fused. Maybe they're trying to get some sort of extra bonus, but it doesn't matter because Ricky Williams scores the touchdown to give us the lead early in that game. That was a very simple drive. All we had to do was hand the ball off a couple of times. We threw it to Tim Brown like once, but 5 minutes come off the clock. We used up basically the entire first quarter, which is beautiful. Exactly how I like to play it. And now we'll see how good this Nebraska team is. Are they going to be good? Or are they going to be bad? We don't know. Our defense should be good enough to contain them. I guess we'll find out. They got John Blunt. John Blunt is your starting quarterback. That's crazy. Did we play this Nebraska team in the regular season? Because I think I remember mentioning John Blunt. That name sounds familiar. What's the flag going to be? A late hold? That's a super late hold if that's a hold. Wow. The play was basically dead by the time that flag came out. You know what? I'm just going to call for the 2nd and 13. I know it was going to be 1st and 18. Whatever. We might have played Nebraska already this year because John Blunt sounds like a familiar name. Like, who else is named John Blunt? I feel like I remember that. And now I'm regretting calling 2nd and 13, not 1st and 18. Okay. Fresh set of downs now for Nebraska. But it doesn't matter. We're going to stop him anyway. Right here, sack. Big sack on Jadeveon Clowney. Nope, it's going to be down the field. Ah! You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You're joking. You're lying. That's not what happened. I made that up. That's AI. What just happened? Did I just witness Superman? Did I just witness a superhero fly across my screen? What is this? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. I think I found my thumbnail. Full extension. Full extension for my main man, Jim Leonard here. This is actually insane. Like, this is legitimately one of the craziest things I've seen in this game. You're telling me that Jim Leonard made this play. I'm trying to get a good angle here. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Let's bring this back a little bit here. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Look how far away Jim Leonard is to the receiver. He's got maybe, what do you call that? Maybe 10 yards, 15 yards of space before he closes in. When he jumps, he's a good 5 yards away from the receiver, maybe 3. I mean, this man flew. That is a crazy interception. An absolutely bonkers, you could say, interception. And now we're going to have to capitalize on that. Ricky Williams, he's had some big breakaways in the past, but he's not going to have one here. That's a pretty solid run, though. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. What an interception. Jeez, that was nuts. That was one of the greatest plays of this entire dynasty, was that interception. Oh, man. I don't know if we'll see another interception like that in this entire season. I don't know if we'll see one in College Bowl 26 like that. That was a awesome intercept. There's not even really words to describe how cool that interception was. When I dove for it, I didn't think I was going to make the play. I thought that I was going to dive and just get like a stupid little, you know, those little animations where they show like half effort and they dive, but they completely whiff on it, or they're not in the right angle to get the interception. I thought I was going to get one of those, but no, I got the one I wanted. That was just a nuts play. And now we try to score and take the lead even further, grow that advantage up to 14 points, which is something we could not do against Miami for some reason. I couldn't stop making stupid mistakes in that game for some reason. But I'm trying not to make those same mistakes in this game. I am going to send Jarvis Landry deep instead of having him come across the middle. But then I'm just going to go underneath, make Steve Largent get that pass easy. That's simple. Just easy reads, quick stuff. Very simple, bang, bang type of stuff. And then go on to the next stuff, which is continuing to milk this clock. Milk it, baby. Milk it, milk it, milk it. Milk it, milk it, milk it. We'll probably have this play go to the 2-minute warning, I would assume. If I can roll out to this side. I'm kind of in a bad spot here. I made a mistake. Thank God that doesn't go any further than that. I probably should have just thrown that away. I don't know why I keep doing that. See, this is why I get myself into bad situations, because I make stupid plays like that. That time it didn't come back to haunt me, but there very well could have been a time where it did. And that's Evan Ingram. Is he going to get in? No, he's not. He had a touchdown in the Rose Bowl game, but he doesn't have one right there. He might still get one, I guess. I'm actually going to change this to just a regular run. I don't really want to run read option with Joey Harrington. What are we talking about here? Handoff, Ricky Williams. That's Peyton Hillis. Nope. Peyton Hillis into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. We take a 2-score lead on Nebraska. This one could be just a good old-fashioned whipping. Just get that belt out and just go whoosh, whoosh. Just whip them on the booty until they're red. Until they got bareback red bottom. Beat them down. Abuse them. Use them and abuse them. How are they going to respond after the interception, the dramatic interception that happened on the previous drive? They're going to respond by throwing a nice little pass there. They used their first timeouts. John Blunt had a good year, apparently. He had like a bunch of yards. I think he was the leading passer this year, and then he had like 47 touchdowns. He had a pretty crazy season for the Cornhuskers as he drops that pass, the receiver does. They've only had 45 seconds of total possession so far in the game, and we're about to go to halftime. It's kind of funny. But a big 2nd and 10. Quick throw. Nice tackle. Good wrap-up by Fred Smoot. Usually the players, the AI players, they break those tackles pretty easily, but this time Fred Smoot was able to lock him up. And it's a 3rd and 10. This is a big 3rd down for Nebraska. They don't want to lose momentum, but they're going to because we got Kanechi Udezi intercepted the route. And it's a pick, or it's a sack for the Buckeyes. And they will punt it back with under a minute to go in the half. We have a chance to score one more time before giving the ball back to Nebraska here. Smoot will hand it, or get the return. Does he have a return here? Fred Smoot around the corner. Fred Smoot down the sideline at the 26 before he gets bumped away. That was looking pretty dangerous. Thought he might have had something there. Do we think that Jarvis Landry gets open? I'm going to test it. Oh, that corner. You suck. Oh my God. He almost had it anyway. See, so what I thought was going to happen on this play was I thought that this guy over here, right here, he was going to just continue to follow Jarvis Landry. I think, oh no, that's Ryan Broyles actually. I thought he was going to follow Ryan Broyles. But what he ended up doing was not following him. I probably could have thrown that to Broyles actually. He actually followed and then continued on Landry, unfortunately. But if I hit Broyles here, I probably have a touchdown. I didn't even think about that. Well, you live and you learn. We'll try to get a touchdown here. 38 seconds left. That's a sack. Unfortunate. Probably have to call a timeout here, so I don't, because I think I still have 2 clock on, so I don't want to waste any time. Are we gonna be in a good position here? We got to find out how this is gonna go. Oh, that's not good. I barely got that away, and he runs out of bounds. I couldn't keep him in bounds. I'm surprised I got it away, to be honest. 28 seconds. This has not gone the way that I wish it did. Send on a post for Jarvis. If I go quickly, that'll get us at least the first down. Good job, Evan. I kind of assumed Evan Ingram was going to be open there, so it was a good bet that was going to work out. We'll call our second timeout. We got, what, 22 seconds left in the half? Should be enough to get us a touchdown here. Now that we've got a fresh set of downs, we can work with. Somebody's going to get open. It's wide open across the middle. It is Steve Largent. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And we will move to a 3-score advantage against Nebraska. This is going a lot better than the game against Miami. That is for sure. I'm very happy about this. We are playing so much better. So much better. Ooh, oh, I wanted the big hit. I don't think I got the right animation for the big hit. But a 3-touchdown advantage over Nebraska? What are they going to do here with 16 seconds left? Do they even have anything up their sleeves? Do they have any spunk left? I don't think they do. That's a big hit, too. And they're not calling timeouts, so they're probably just going to let this ride, and they will. We will go into the half up 21-0 on Nebraska. Now, they will get the ball to start the second half, but 21-0 is a big advantage. That might be too big of a hole to come back from, especially considering the way our defense has played. We have kind of been shutting them down, locking them up. They'll start at the 14-yard line for the start of the second half here. Their first drive of the second half. What do they got up their sleeves? Anything? Hopefully not. They're going to hand out to the running back. He's going to get shut down immediately. A loss of 1 in the play. It's Kenechi Udeze, who's had a pretty impactful couple episodes recently. Good for him. Little quick screen. It's not going to go well. Ben Burkervin, they get a yard back, but they bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. Ben Burkervin was not fooled by the wide receiver screen, and it's a huge 3rd and 10. If they had to put this ball back again, I mean, that'd be devastating for them. And it might have to be because he's not going to be able to get away. 3 Buckeye defenders were in there for the sack. Anyone could have had it. And we wrap him up at the 6. It's 4th and 18. This one might be over, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I hate to say it for Nebraska fans, but this one might be just a little bit over. I don't see how they can come back and win it. I mean, there's just no way. You're down 21-0 in the second half. You just punted the ball back. We're going to score again. That's pretty much a guarantee. I mean, look at the blocking that Peyton Hillis is getting. He's going to get a 1-play touchdown. Peyton Hillis, he's not even that fast anymore with the wear and tear. But Peyton Hillis walks into the end zone. Easy touchdown. I mean, we're on cruise control. I might even quick sim this game. That's how much we're winning. If I quick sim this game, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. If we get up too much, then I probably will. Like, if we get to the fourth quarter, we're up like, I don't know, 42-0 or something like that. We put up a couple more touchdowns. Then I will quick sim it because we don't need to be playing a game that is that ugly of a blowout. But if Nebraska can put some fight together, I thought they'd be a little bit of a tougher team. But they have not been very good on offense. They looked a little promising on that first drive, but then they threw the crazy pick, which really wasn't a bad throw. It was just a great defensive coverage from Jim Leonard. And he just had an amazingly athletic play. Is that going to be another sack? This quarterback's got a little bit of wheels. John Blunt actually got some yards out of that. But he's got negative 15 yards because of all the sacks. He was able to make something happen on that play. They're going to hand it off to the running back. Oh, I got a bad jump with Tank Carter. I got a bad jump with him. That's unfortunate because we could have really stopped that. There was a good possibility that we could have shut that down, but I didn't have the right angle or jump with Tank Carter. It's going to be a screen, and he barely gets that away before taking a sack on the screen, which is crazy, but he just gets away. It almost looked like a fumble to me. He's got time in the pocket. It's wide open up the middle of the field. Is he going to have a touchdown here? No, we deny him at the 2. Wow, George Crispin just ran up the middle of the field. It must have been just a running back little streak. Just go down the field across the middle, and we didn't have anybody cover. That's crazy. And Nebraska will try to fight, but we've got one of the best goal line defenses in football. Let's stand up here, boys. Let's stand up and fight. A goal line stand would go crazy in this economy. Another one. It's 3rd and goal. Do you think they would go for it on 4th down if it gets to that point? I guess we'll find out. It's 3rd and goal here from the 5. We'll see what they do. He's going to have to scramble. He's not getting anywhere. It's a sack. And they're going to kick the field goal. They're going to... Oh, you little... But it's a left-footed kicker on the far left hash. This is not an easy angle. It's up. It is through. That's a tough kick to make, especially that close. So Nebraska will not get blown out. Well, they will get blown out. They will not get shut out in this game. They take a cheap little 3 points. 3 points does nothing for them. You might as well have gone for it. You're down 28-0. You take a 3. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What's the worst that is going to happen to you if you don't get the conversion on 4th down? You're going to lose by more than 28 points? Oh, well, whoop-de-doo, you're already going to lose. Why does it matter if you lose by more than 28? So I would have gone for it, but that's just me. We'll see what happens here as it's a false start. What are we doing? God, false starts are the most annoying penalty in football, I think. You know what the snap count is. It's not even loud. What are we doing here? False starts are annoying in real life football, but they're super annoying in video game football. Like, what are we talking about here? You're going to tell me my offensive linemen are going to jump early when I'm pressing an X button to call a snap? Like, what are we talking about here? Whatever. 3rd and 5. Oh, Jarvis. Jarvis, my man. Jarvis, jork it for me. He's got a touchdown. And we're up 35-0 or 35-3. It's just sometimes, man, it just be that simple. Sometimes it just be that simple. I'm really debating whether or not to jump into a little quick sim here because I didn't think, I mean, that's crazy to talk about that in the context of the Cotton Bowl. Like, we're in the semifinals of the college football playoffs, and I'm talking about quick sim in that game because we're winning so much. Not something I expected, but that's the case that we're in. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Gain of 1. What a bum. What an absolute bum. 2nd and 9. I mean, they've used basically all their tricks. They got nothing. Hand out to the running back. He's going nowhere again. He actually falls forward for a couple yards he shouldn't have had, but they're going to have to throw it. It becomes a desperation down. 3rd and 6 from their own 15. This defense has been suffocating all day today. But he's going to find a man open. We hit him decently hard, but he holds on to the football. Of course, the one time I need the stop on a pass play, we don't get the pass play stop. Hand out to another running back. Oh, that's the guy that went down the field and scored there. Or not scored, but got him all the way up to like the 3-yard line or something like that. So it's just the backup running back that went down the field on me. That's kind of annoying. Another handoff to a running back. I mean, they're sticking. Why are you running the football down 35-3 in the 3rd quarter of a semifinal playoff game? What are we doing here? You don't have that much time left. You're about a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. And the runs are clearly not like, well, I was going to say they're not super successful for you. That was the first really successful run they've had. Up until that point, it's been a no-go for the run game for Nebraska. So I'm not quite sure why they're continuing to do it. Just call that same passing play you had earlier, and that'll work for you. But this time he's got an open run. He falls down, thankfully, at the 32. All right, maybe me trash talking him is actually going to make it work for him. They're using my negative energy and they're converting it into successful yards. And they're going to go to the running back out of the backfield. He's going to step out of bounds after a gain of nothing. And it's a 2nd and 10 with 27 seconds to go. 25 seconds to go now. It's a screen. Terrence Cody's ready for it. I thought I was going to get a pick there for a second. Thought I might have got a pick there. And it's 3rd and 10. Are they going to kick another field goal? If they stop him here. End zone. They might not have to. Intercepted. Jim Leonard. Oh my God. This is getting ugly. You threw that double coverage. Ew. That certainly is a decision. That is definitely a decision you can make. It's not the right decision. That was a choice. And we will go to the 4th quarter up 35-3. If we get another touchdown here, I'm quick simming because we don't need to be in this game anymore. We have no business blowing this team out in the college football semifinal. I mean, we've already embarrassed them enough. So if we score another touchdown here, we will jump out of this. Oh, what a throw. What a catch. What a route from Timmy. Timmy Brown. Big time catch. And they're going to call my favorite play. The run play that switches to a vertical, and Tim Brown might have a torch. What do we got? No interception. I hate myself. I hate myself so much. I hate myself so much. I want to stab myself with chopsticks. Oh, I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate myself. I really do hate myself. I really, really do hate myself. You know what happened on that one? I didn't know what his route was. I thought he was more of just a straight up vertical, like a straight north-south. And it ended up being more of a little going off into the right, veering off in the right-hand direction a little bit more. More along the lines of a post. So I didn't know that, and it ended up coming back to bite me. It's a touchdown, Nebraska. I hate myself so much. I don't want to be alive right now. You got to be kidding me, man. The interception leads to points for Nebraska, and it's 35-10. It's still not in danger of losing this game by any means, but it's just annoying the way that they got that touchdown. I thought we were going to have an easy touchdown to make it 42-3, and it ended up being super, super sucky. All right, well, we're not going to throw the ball. We're just going to pass it. Because I don't like myself. Peyton Hillis will continue to take this clock down. And we'll drain it all the way to the end and hopefully win this game. Ooh, Peyton Hillis. No! If he didn't have the wear and tear, he busts through that gap and he scores a touchdown. But he's too winded. He's too gassed, he's too tired, and they blew up that play really quickly. So now you're ready for the run. Now you want to be ready for the run. I see how it is. We couldn't get negative yards if we tried earlier in the game against the run. Now they're all here for it. Oh, somehow I got a decent open lane here, and Steve Large is going to take this all the way down to the 31-yard line. Okay. That works out for me because that ends up being technically a pass. So it gets Joey Harrington some free yardage he shouldn't have had. Hillis, I don't know how these guys get off the block so quickly, man. It's like you run past them and they're instantly on you. Instantly. All right, 2-minute warning. Let's just end this game and get out of here. Get ready for the national championship in the next episode. Hillis, it's going to be a freaking holding call, man. Oh, why? Why, SpongeBob? Why? Willie Roaf, who actually was involved in the last episode, he had a pretty memorable thing happen because he was the one who got pushed to the ground, and then Peyton Hillis hurtled over and then got blown up and fumbled in that Miami game. So Willie Roaf made 2 impactful plays in this game. Hillis will go down, and now he's hurt. You gotta be joking. You got to be jerking me right now. What is happening here? Peyton Hillis is hurt, so it stops the clock. We got to fire this in. Evan Ingram, first down. That's going to be the end of the game. We can kneel it down, and we can win 35. Actually, they're not going to let me kneel it down. But we can win 35-10. It should have been 35-0. It ended up being 35-3, and then it really should have been 35-3, but then it ended up being 35-10. So a couple of mistakes here and there, but not as many as that Miami game, that's for sure. And we win 35-10. No real sweat in this game. It was fairly simple, fairly straightforward from the get-go when Jim Leonard made that diving Superman type of play. And we will win and play in the national championship in the next episode. I can't believe we're actually here. And it's going to be against Georgia. Man, Georgia's going to be tough. Georgia is going to be tough. But congratulations, the Buckeyes are the Cotton Bowl winners. You love to see it. We will advance to week 4 of 4. Show me that matchup. Show me it. Feed it to me. Kenichi Udeze gets the player of the week defensively. Both Big Ten and national. Peyton Hillis gets offensive player of the week. Big Ten and national. Show me that matchup. There it is. Oh, what a matchup. But that will be in the next episode. What do we unlock here? We unlock the program builder. All right. And we will play for a national championship in the next episode. We won it last year. Can we go back to back to wrap up the series? The final episode of the series in the next episode. Buckeyes and Bulldogs for the Natty. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.